It's Nukkle HeDD Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. Not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
Randall Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese. Is vegan. That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, if it's right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is fucking Tuesday night, and you know what that means? The Knuckleheads are back live and in living color. What's going on, Cap? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. And just enjoying this little time off before I start my new adventure.
I hear that. Shit, everybody needs some time off here and there and here, all that good shit. But yeah, man, Andor. We're gonna discuss the entire second season of Andor, even though we spoke mostly about a couple. But we got the finale.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes.
That was one hell of a fucking finale right there.
Yeah.
We got some controversy with the Superman trailer edits, which we're gonna get into. You know, there's always some more news in the comic book world. You know, and so before we get into that, I want to hear everybody's thoughts about Superman flinching. So if you're listening after the fact that we're live, write a comment or send us a letter. Don't certify it, because we don't sign the backs of those shits. But yeah, let us know. Does your Superman flinch, or is your Superman impervious to impact? But before that, Cap, you got anything that you want to add before we get into these discussions?
Anything I want to know? I'm just ready to get into the discussion today. I don't have any extra knowledge coming into today, except for the Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves' Batman with Twilight Batman. supposed to be coming out in 2026. But there's debate on whether that's even going to happen.
What, the Twilight Batman?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's Batman, the
Yeah.
sequel, coming out for some reason in 2026.
Okay. I don't know why they're doing that, but all right.
Well, he was always getting his sequel because remember they're building out that universe.
No, yeah, I remember that.
Clayface is getting his show pretty soon.
Which that one is interesting. I want to know how they're gonna do that one.
Yeah. Man, I remember shit. Oh, a long time ago now, probably sometime last year. We gave our thoughts about a Clayface TV show.
Yeah. And there's so much range in that because they were able to pull out all of that with the Penguin. Imagine what you can do with someone with as many layers as Clayface.
Yeah, and who's actually fucking real sympathetic.
Word.
So what news you got for us today?
All right. In the comic book world, he goes some facts on comics. Now, I want you to co-sign this one, and I know we spoke about this before, but let's see. Reed Richards is the smartest person in the Marvel universe, and often decodes alien languages in his spare time. Is he the smartest person in the Marvel universe?
Yes. Because I believe I think he is. Is it Franklin Richards? I gotta look it up because there's one. There's one variant.
And which variant is that?
Okay. Yeah. So the Ultimates version of Reed Richards called the Maker,
Okay.
and he is legit like the smartest fucking thing ever. Like the shit he can do as that persona. I'm gonna bring it up here.
But isn't that the one that's kind of like a assistant to Dr.
No,
Doom?
no, that was regular Reed Richards, but so just because you're the smartest don't mean you don't get punked out and shit.
Nah, I hear you. Yeah.
But the Maker is the reason why there's new Ultimates universe. So the new Ultimate run in the comics came about because of him. So
Yeah.
he's genius level intellect, expert engineering, physicist, biologist, chemist, superhuman elasticity, vitality, and immortality.
Okay. Immortality.
Yeah. So the Ultimate Reed Richards experienced an increase in his intellect from the accident that empowered him, making his mind just as flexible as his body. So essentially, he is a hyper because art. There's some weird science, like actual science, with the elasticity of the brain and how it's able to function and form and hold memory and store memory and shit like that. And it's a whole thing with like Alzheimer's or dementia where you lose some elasticity in the brain cells, and that's what causes that shit. That's all higher than what I'm qualified to talk about, but that's a little bit.
Yeah.
And his ability to stretch actually gives him almost an infinite ability to learn, to store, to recall, to do all that other shit.
Okay. So it's almost like his brain stretches with his knowledge.
Yeah. So other characters are all right. We're gonna put it this way, right? If you put me, you, Show, and Ray on the panel for the wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't see me every day on the wrestling. You know where Show is, you know where Ray is, you know where you are. So you would think, okay, you'd put me at third with wrestling knowledge.
Okay.
But I might actually be second with wrestling knowledge because I witnessed shit that happened before Ray was alive. And I know shit from before I was alive.
Yeah.
So in the comics, although other people are depicted sometimes smarter and all this other shit because Reed's personality, paper to paper, pen to pen, he is gonna be the smartest if you just break it down to the bare knuckle.
So like, all right.
But if you see physicists, engineering, biology, chemistry, right?
Yeah.
But that's not gamma studies, or that's not the study of radiological material and nuclear waves like Bruce does. So Bruce might be smarter than him in that aspect,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that he can't learn and catch up to Bruce.
In that aspect.
Yeah, Tony has another level or another specialty. Dino Girl, Moon Girl has another specialty. Shuri has another specialty. So in regards to the different specialties, what's up, normal guy? In regards to the different specialties, there might be people who are smarter in those fields, but that doesn't mean in overall knowledge, like in overall intelligence, they're smarter. Nor does it mean that he can't catch up and maybe surpass if he focused in that direction.
Yeah.
So I hope that more comprehensively answered your question.
No, I get it. So, if all right, is it possible for people to catch up to him, as opposed to like how you said that he catches up to people intelligent wise? Like, is it possible for people to catch up to him?
No, because of his ability, because of his elasticity, it'll be hard for somebody to catch up to him. If so, another thing is he's really got to like apply himself, because he kind of we said it the other day that he kind of gets like pigeonholes himself into one fucking thing
Yeah.
and he won't let it go. Like he like trying to find a cure for Ben.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it, but Doctor Doom did it or somebody else did it. It's because it's not because they're smarter. It's because he's actually trying to break it down on a molecular level. What the fuck is the root cause? Where they just went, hey, I found a way to either transmute him to look like his normal self or to just deactivate whatever for right now.
Yeah.
But they're not looking deeper than that.
So he's actually looking to wipe out the entire quote unquote disease that Ben Grimm has, as opposed to just making him look like Ben Grimm.
Yeah. But again, even the smartest men in the world, to figure out what the actual randomness or the actual random configuration that took place that caused not only the radioactive, not radioactive, is it radioactive? Yeah, the cosmic and cosmic radiation to pass through the ship, to hit each one individually,
Yeah.
to affect them differently without affecting the ship or without merging something from the ship to them. Like that was a 1 in a fucking billion chance that was the outcome of what happened to them. So to try to find the answer for that, and again, he's looking for the exact fucking. It's the Hadron Collider. You ever hear about this? The Hadron Collider
Yeah.
in
The Flash?
Norway or Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to recreate the Big Bang. Some call it finding the God particle. Like that's what the fuck that he's trying to do.
Finding the God particle. Oh, okay. All right, I get you.
Yeah, and like you see in the trailer, he looks like he's flummoxed because he can't figure out whatever he's doing on the board. But I guarantee you that's only because I'm thinking that has something to do with Galactus. Right? And what he's looking at and he can't figure out is already 500 times further than anybody else would have gotten with the same information.
Who Galactus? I mean, Richard.
Yeah. Like if you look at that board, all normal smart people in the MCU,
yeah,
would look at that and go, "Yo, I don't know what I'm looking at," and then Reed would go into the explanation of how far he got and where he had to stop.
Shit, I went back trillions of years to find this knowledge, and okay, shit.
And to bring up another to preemptively answer a question you might have, I do not know enough about his. Like I said before, I do not know enough about his daughter to compare, because they don't really talk about her much from all the shit that I look at. And his son is I don't know, you could say it's intelligence. I say more creativity when you could just rewrite reality and however the fuck you want. But he dampened his own self to prevent himself from spiraling out of control. So
Because he could have been like Wanda.
he could have been better than Wanda. He would have been it would have been a thing. You know, in Avengers Disassemble, right before House of M, Wanda whispers those words, "No more mutants." And it changes the entire reality of the world. And we get the House of M storyline. With Franklin Richards' powers completely unlocked and unchecked, there could have been a possibility that Wanda says, "No more mutants," and Franklin just goes, "No," and cancels out whatever she was going to do.
Shit.
Yeah, and still, I will say that they're still not strong enough in a fight to beat Dragon Ball Z characters. Although changing the reality might help out a little.
Okay, shit. All right, so now here's the thing. Valerie Richards has no superhuman abilities, but she is considered one of the smartest people in Marvel, and this is only challenged by Moon Girl, the only person who ever solved the banner box. When the two
Okay.
of them met, Moon Girl informed Valerie of the fact that she is smarter than Reed. Valerie was not impressed and said, "So am I." So the title is challenged by both of them.
So again, it's challenged by both of them. It's challenged by both of them because Reed has his own self limitations accidentally.
Yeah. So
because again, against the Maker,
yeah,
they're not doing shit.
Yeah. So the AI overview is, yes, it is widely accepted that Valerie Richards is at least as intelligent and arguably more so than her father, Reed Richards. Valerie is a brilliant scientist, excellent in fields like multidimensional and tachyon physics at a young age, while Reed is the undisputed genius of the Marvel universe. Valerie's abilities and potential are often considered to be on par, if not surpassing. His Some discussions even place Valerie's intelligence at the top of Marvel's canonical intelligence scaling alongside Moon Girl.
Now, if you just see if you see the words you said, she has specific fields.
Yeah.
So yeah, she might be smarter than Reed in those fields. Because how much time did Reed devote to those fields versus doing other shit?
True.
You know, it's like it's like the debate. How smart is Neil deGrasse Tyson? We're in the field of astrophysics, probably really fucking super smart.
Yeah.
But put him in a botanical gardens next to a botanist, and let's see who's smarter.
Yeah.
Like, but is that indicative of overall intelligence?
Well, I mean, some would argue that he's smart enough to know that he's not the smartest.
Yeah. But let's put it this way. Right? If me and you go to the gym,
Yeah.
and we get on the treadmill, and clearly I'm faster, right?
Yeah.
Does people seeing me run faster than you turn around and go, oh, well, then I must be better at the gym because I'm faster, or I must work harder at the gym because I'm faster? Doesn't that not discredit the fact that, well, you're gonna lift more weights, you're doing more shit?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just like how I may be stronger in the bench press, but you might be stronger in the curls,
Yeah,
or you know,
or the shoulder presses, because
yeah. So it's one of those things like naturally someone's
Or-
strong, but when someone trains, they're able to get to that
Yeah.
strength.
Or to even put it in better terms, who looks better in the gym? Me and you hit the weights, we hit the curls, we do triceps, bench press, butterflies, lat pull downs, we do the stairs, we hit the bike, I run on the treadmill. Who's better in the gym? On paper, it looks like me, because I'm doing more shit than you're doing. But that's only because you're not doing that one thing.
Yeah.
Not because I'm also better than you at that one thing. Is you just don't do that one thing.
Yeah. Shit, some people aren't made for shit like that. Like I mean, I guess that's where the limitation of normal human brain and Reed Richards' ability to stretch.
And again, don't quote me on that one. Do the research. But I believe that's what helps him.
Oh, well, let's look it up. What makes Reed Richards so smart? Reed Richards is considered one of the smartest superheroes in Marvel Comics due to the combination of pre-existing intelligence and the enhancements gained from his cosmic radiation exposure. He was already a prodigy, excelling academically and displaying an exceptional intellect before his accidents. His subsequent powers, which allow him to control his molecular structure, include the ability to stretch his brain further, amplifying his mental capacity.
So yeah, there you go. So I was right.
Now you want us to see a competition stream. Well, Damien, you're going to have to sign up to our Patreon. I don't know where it's at. I don't know.
Yo,
but for $100 a month, Damien, you can comment on our streams and we will respond to you. It may be AI. It may not be Ray, someone will respond to you.
Yo, Damien, you don't want to see a competition stream because at the current moment where me and Vin stand physically, you are going to see a literal death match if we try to fucking do anything.
Yeah. Shit.
It's gonna be, oh, call the ambulance. Why? Vic stood up, blew out both his quads, tore his Achilles tendon.
Oh, the
ruptured his
ambulance.
tailbone.
Oh, the ambulance. He broke his coccyx.
Like, what? Yo, Vin, how'd you break a rib? Like, I sneezed, motherfucker. Like,
Do you speak it? Shit.
dude, I sat down for too long Monday and was limping when I got up because my knee was hurting me. And I was sitting down.
Shit. I had to stand up today, and my coworker was like, "Why you standing?" I was like, "My back is on fire from sitting down so damn long." I had to fucking like get up, stretch my back. Like I can't be doing all this shit.
Yo, you guys know the that the I hope you guys seen this, and that
You
goes
got
for you too,
911
Ray.
on speed dial.
I hope you've seen this too, Ray. But the movie Rocky Balboa, the last Rocky movie before they switched to Creed,
Yeah.
they turn around and was like, your knees don't work, so running's out. Your shoulders fucked up, so the heavy bag's out. You got arthritis. So yeah, let's build some hurt bombs. No, with us, like your knees fucked up, so you can't run. Your shoulders are fucked up, so you can't train. You got other shit wrong. Maybe we don't fight.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
the fuck they tell us.
Your knees are fucked up. You can't run. Your ankles are fucked up. You can't walk. Your back is fucked up. You can't spar. Your shoulders is fucked up. You can't lift. Your hands is fucked up. You can't put chalk on it.
You are a hurt bomb.
Yeah. You need to pick someone else to fight this motherfucker for you. Shit. You got a root canal and too much candy to stay awake while driving. Your teeth don't work. You can't bite the motherfucker. The only thing you got is a hollow head, so you might have the headbutt his ass, but you gonna do that twice before they take a point away.
Your beard is patchy. Like what?
Shit. Now I'm Apache. Speaking of an Apache, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, is the villains in that movie are supposed to be Scorpion, Tombstone, and Boomerang.
Nothing to do with Apaches, but all right.
Yeah, but you know what Apaches also have to do with that? Subject chain.
So you said it was Scorpion, Tombstone, and
And
who else?
Boomerang. Now, wasn't Boomerang Central City that guy?
No, that's Captain Boomerang.
Oh, this is just a regular Boomerang.
Yeah, there's no military service with this guy. He just
Okay.
No,
Same powers though?
Huh?
Same powers?
I mean, what powers? The motherfucker just throws boomerangs.
I mean, shit. Maybe he took a super soldier serum to catch the boomerang.
Dude, anybody can catch a boomerang. Don't you remember my daddy once catch a boomerang with his teeth?
Yeah. What movie's that from, Ray? Catches boomerangs with his teeth? Negro, please. Shit. But I never heard of Boomerang, to be honest with you, in the Spider-Man world.
Because
This is
he's
just
one
a-
of the lesser villains.
He's like Condiment Man or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, not to mention, when there's clearly obvious ripoffs, Marvel tends to, Marvel and/or DC tend to not prominently fucking feature them.
Yeah.
But Adrian Toomes is going to be cool to see. Scorpion, Max is going to be cool to see if they get the same guy.
the Spanish dude, right? From
Matt Gargan, yeah.
what was that? Breakout Kings, right?
Well,
Well, he's pretty much the
whoever he
Spanish dude.
was in the first Spider-Man. Remember they had him in the post-credit scene.
You remember that movie? What was it? The Benchwarmers?
Yeah.
When they had the Spanish guy from Cuba come in I-16.
Yeah.
Him?
No, it wasn't him.
What was that? Homecoming, right?
No, yeah, Homecoming.
Did he catches multiple boomerangs at his free offs? No, he don't catch boomerangs. He catches boomsticks
With his chest.
and his nipples for some fucking reason. So, are they ever gonna make Ned the Goblin?
The Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how many more fucking movies they do. But you would have to have a good reason for him. Because, I mean, he doesn't know who Spider-Man is, and right now his life is good. So why would he turn evil?
Oh, okay. It's not that one. It's Michael Mando. He was in Better Call Saul, Far Cry,
This dude, for
Yes.
anybody who's...
The Hummingbird Project. Okay.
And we knew, they didn't call him by name, but we knew he was a scorpion because he had a scorpion tattoo on his neck.
Word. And when I put Spider-Man Far From Home Scorpion, his name popped up. So they shipped the breaks.
Yo, what's the new one called?
Um,
Because it's all home, bro. Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. Is it a brand new home?
it's 1,000 miles to home. Brand new day.
Oh, because it's a new day.
Yeah. I mean, yo, if you think about it, Ned could possibly be one of those people in the Stark programs. I was trying to figure out what the fuck they call it, but where where they give scholarships to people that have brains, and he develops technologies and shit like that. And like while he's testing it, Spider-Man's like, "Yo, dude, this is dangerous," and it blows up in his face, and he gets a scar, and then now he fucking hates Spider-Man.
You know what I was thinking? He has a run-in. Since there's 3 villains, he has a run-in with one of the villains. I would do Tombstone. He realizes he's severely underpowered. But during the altercation, because I don't know exactly what was wiped from his memory, during the altercation, he remembers at least the sling ring and the magic shit.
Yeah.
And he uses that as a way to, oh, maybe I can get more powerful. So this dude won't ever mess with me again. But Spider-Man clearly has to stop him from jumping in because he's like, dude, I'll take care of this. Get out of here. And he doesn't know who Spider-Man is. All he knows is Spider-Man is stopping him from feeling safe, from defending himself.
Well, he knows who Spider-Man is. He just doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
True. But yeah, he doesn't know who's behind the mask. But now, think of that dynamic. How do you stop a guy who's mad at you because you took away his agency to defend himself? All he ever wanted to do was not be afraid and defend himself. And you're trying to stop that. How do you fight him when you are on the wrong side of this issue? So now, not only is he somebody you know, he doesn't know you know him, but you know him. You're on the wrong side of this issue. And you can even get a scene where he's doing some shit. Spider-Man's like not fighting back. And he's taking it as, again, you're keeping me down. You think I'm weak. You're not, what do you call it? You're underestimating me. And you just had that scene, fight back, Spider-Man. And like, he won't do it.
Yeah.
Like, how powerful a moment is that?
Yeah, word. Shit.
But like I always say, what do I know? I'm somebody sitting in front of a cream wall.
Speaking of what do you know, I want to know what you know about Superman. So let's get into this debate. Now that we got viewers here, the viewers that are watching on View Street, give me your opinion. Does Superman flinch or does he not flinch? Top Gun 3 is officially in the works. And
How
Netflix
many
is
more Soviets can we? Well, I guess with the
Yeah.
Soviet Ukraine shit.
yeah. Netflix is considering releasing Stranger Things season 5 in 3 parts over 6 months.
You get episode 1 and 2 now, 3 and 4 6 months from now, and 5 and 6 2 years from now.
Yeah. All Star Wars Disney Plus series releasing after Andor season 2.
I thought we were getting into Superman. Whatever.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw Visions Volume 3, Maul Shadow Lord, The Ninth Jedi, which you know anything about that?
No.
Ahsoka season 2, Carlton and Nick Hawes' show. I don't know who those are. The Mandalorian season 4 is rumored.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, the Darth Maul, I believe it's a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
That Darth Maul series, I've heard Sam Witter, the guy who voices Darth Maul, talk about it. And that's going to be one of my highly anticipated fucking shows when that comes out. I fully trust Dave Filoni in this regard and Sam Witter. There's actually a story of Sam who he was sitting in on a table read for one of the episodes, right? And oh no, it wasn't even a table read. It was an actual recording. They're doing the Clone Wars. The guy who voiced Anakin is doing his lines, and he says to his mom, "Mom, I would have loved for you to meet Padme. I think you really would have liked her." And he raised his hand and stopped the production to turn around and be like, they already met. They had dinner with each other in episode 1. And everybody was like, what? And they were like, fuck, they did. So they had to rewrite and rechange that whole fucking scene.
Good.
Yeah, so I trust Sam Witter. And for anybody who wants to know what he looks like, if you ever played The Force Unleashed, he's Starkiller. Like, they literally they took his likeness for Starkiller.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that one. Well, the Starkiller likeness. Damn.
Yo,
I don't even remember that shit myself.
Yo, you know what's fucking hilarious? He said when he signed up to do Starkiller, they almost fired him because he's doing the voice for a scene where Starkiller is putting together his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a meditation, and he's sitting there like forcing it, and they're like, "Yo." They're like, "Yo, we gotta stop. Every time we tell you to do this, you do this weird thing. We need you tranquil and calm and meditating when you're putting this together." And he's like, "Why? Why would he do that? He was trained by Vader." He's like, "Anakin never knew how to fucking stay calm and meditate. That's not his style. Then he turned into Vader. It's like Vader's more aggressive than anything. And the dark side is all about force.
Yeah.
So why would he? And once again, they were like, that makes more sense. And they went with his fucking thing.
Shit. My man knows his shit. My man knows his shit. But speaking of knowing this shit, let's see if you know the Superman shit. Because we're gonna see if we can tell if it's wrong or right. But let's go to YouTube. Let's pull up the clip. We're not gonna put any sound on it because
Yeah, and we're using somebody else's clip to review. This should be fair use, YouTube. Lord knows you let this motherfucker play this clip without saying shit, so we
right?
should be able to react to it. I know you got two Spanish men here, and you know likey Spanish, but
Word. Let's see if I can. There was somebody who fucking had the shit next.
yeah, you want me to send it to you? Then if I send it to you and you play it, it should automatically be in your YouTube history.
Oh, there you go. I think I got it.
All right, just make sure it's muted.
Yep. All right. So the old trailer is on top. Man throws a can. Superman blinks. In the trailer, in the new one, he doesn't. I like the blinking one because it doesn't look like he blinks. It looks like he just closes his eyes.
Yeah, I want to get into this because we had a discussion about it with a friend of ours, and his summation of why he prefers the new version where Superman doesn't blink is the reason why I don't like Superman at all.
All right. So let's hear.
But
Let's
if you look, they kept his head. They look at his head.
yeah.
He still moves
Yeah.
because he's a. I'm not going to attribute that to the Superman. I'm going to attribute that just because it's a motherfucking actor and you hit him for
Yeah.
real. But I will attribute the closing of the eyes to Superman.
Yeah. All right. Let's get your thoughts on this.
All right. So our friend was saying that he prefers his Superman to not flinch, to not do whatever because he's Superman. He's not supposed to show a sign of weakness or anything, and blah blah blah. And that's my fucking problem with Superman. Is if he's a god, why the fuck do I care about him? And I'm not saying in like religious terms. I'm saying if he's not gonna flinch and get hurt, why do I care? Clearly in the trailer, we see him bloody and beaten. So we do know he gets hurt. We've seen him. We bring this up every once in a while. That fucking cartoon, I think it was either in the Justice League or in Superman's own cartoon, where they like electrocuted him like 15 times, seemingly. And each time he's like, because he's susceptible to it. Like,
Yeah.
to me, Superman, his greatest asset and the way he's always been used the greatest or the best stories are him showing his humanity, relating to the people of the world. Because he might be Kryptonian, but he grew up here on Earth. He only knows Earth. He only knows the people around him.
Yeah.
And there's no bigger alienation than you being superior. Since he has to live like Clark Kent, and he wants to project. You see it in the trailer where Lois is grilling him like, "Yo, you didn't stop a war. You didn't prevent. Like, why'd you join up?" He's like, "People are going to die." That's not. That's not a Kryptonian alien.
Yeah, because I've never seen Superman get that emotional about something unless it was someone killed Lois Lane.
Yeah,
I've only seen him get like that with Injustice.
yeah, but that response is
Human.
the thing that should adhere Superman to everybody around the world. He is much like Steve Rogers. He is the picture of humanity.
Yeah.
He's kind. He's nice. He helps everybody, no questions asked. And he only stands up and has to fucking use his strength and speed and all that shit when it is called for. When there's no other option. Or when people's lives are in danger and something needs to be done immediately. That's the best. That's when Superman is at his best.
Yeah.
And if you look at the thing, he didn't fucking blink. He didn't flinch. To me, that red, because in that scene, everybody's hating him.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Yo, get out of here," for some reason. And that red is disappointment.
Yeah, like he lost hope.
Getting hit with the can and him closing his eyes or reacting. Red as disappointed. Like, damn, they don't get it.
Yeah.
And to have his eyes open, it goes from the humanistic Superman who's sitting here going, "I understand. They don't get it yet." To he don't react. He don't blink. To now that's a Superman who he didn't blink because he didn't feel the can. He didn't blink because he's trying to prevent himself from turning around and smacking that dude in the face. Because now it goes from, again, I'm disappointed that they don't understand, just to him, they don't fucking understand. Because if you bring it up again, you look at the fucking look in his face. How fucking mad he looks.
Yeah.
He's trying to hide it, but you can see how mad he is. And that's not Superman. That's not the symbol of hope.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think him closing his eyes, him doing the little, like the shaking of the head, like, damn, son, like they don't understand what I'm doing here. It's one, that little moment can also bring forth the argument of the government has separated us, whether it be by color, by class, country, wealth, whatever it is. So if Superman goes and saves another country from another, like if he saves lives anywhere outside of the United States, he's a traitor. And Superman is not owned by the American government. And I think that's probably where this hatred comes from. And to have him blink in that moment where it's like, bro, I do not see those other countries around the world as insuperior.
Different.
Like, yeah, like they're all humans. I'm here to save lives. Every life. Like that could be a Captain America moment where Superman becomes the DC's Captain America. I am here to save lives, no matter foreign or domestic. You do not tell me who to save.
Yeah.
I am not here to put my nose in anyone's business, but I am not going to stand by and watch innocent people die.
Needlessly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? and that's and boom, you got yourself the shit there. And then you can have Lex Luthor hate Superman because it's this motherfucker is ruining my plans, but he thinks that he's the person who's saving this planet, but I'm the person who's saving this planet, and I'm the
Also-
one, you know.
Also, as you can attest, growing up with me, it's extremely easy to hate the motherfucker who thinks he's righteous
Yeah,
and who thinks he does the right thing at all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. He shit, and I don't
Yo,
know.
but that also brings up whatever the fuck team that is with Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. Because they can also turn around and be like, almost like Civil War. They're like, yo, we're the sanctioned team.
yeah.
You're not sanctioned. You don't go in there and do whatever the fuck you want. That's our job.
They put us together to stop you, just in case.
No, I would do it the opposite.
Oh.
They put us together to go out there and prevent shit like that and to intervene when they tell us to. You jumping in fucks up our job. Now we gotta fuck you up because you're fucking up our shit.
Yeah. But then Mr. Terrific needs to be intelligent because he's one of the most intelligent people in DC. And he needs to go, whoa, this guy really is just saving lives. We don't need to fight him.
Yeah, but the problem with Mr. Terrific is you can feed him a logic bomb that takes him in the direction that logically Superman should not be allowed to operate.
I can see that because when Superman said that he wanted to get all the guns out of the world, Mr. Terrific is like, so are we going to start punishing people for smoking? What about for drinking?
Where the
Drinking
fuck
kills
does
more
it
people
stop?
than weapons. Yeah, he's like, everything kills people. It's like, and that's the debate, right? Like Jordan Peterson, the live action fucking debater and fucking logic bomber. He has that. It's like if I alter my way of speech for one person, or if I'm in a room of 1,000 people, how many people does it take that I need to insult in order for you guys to say I need to change what I'm saying? Is it one person? Is it 50 people? But like, at what point now you can't say anything because one person out of the 42 million people you're speaking to is offended. Now I got to do it because of that one person.
Now, see, this is great here because this is the whole thing with Mr. Terrific. We use this example that you just brought up, right?
Yeah,
Because does he have a point? If I do it for one, you do it for all, blah blah blah, right? But where him and Mr. Terrific, Mr. Terrific initially, because I believe you can bring him back to make him see a bigger picture, and then he'll be like, "Oh no, all right, yeah, we're good." But initially, their logic is sound, going one direction, until you throw in the monkey wrench and go, "Yeah, but if you go down south, and a waitress walks up to the table and sees 3 women, 2 guys, she goes, so what am I getting y'all?" Well, you're already using vernacular that is non-gender
specific to the group.
because you're talking to a group of people.
Yeah,
So you already have words that are non-gender specific. So the concept of saying they them shouldn't be too foreign to you. Because you already have that vocabulary, you already have that understanding. So why should it be a bigger issue?
yeah. But I mean, we can get into the actual. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that initially they don't see that.
Yeah, because they only seeing the problem and not. It's like math. Why do I need to learn this? And then when you're actually in a position where it's like, well, I'm using math to budget myself, it's like, well, I kind of need to learn. Like, I've learned this in school, or like, you're a carpenter, rise over run. I got to figure out how many fucking beams I need to make this wall, or how far.
See, perfect again. Exactly what you said. But to go, like Reed Richards, to go 4 steps further, why do I need to learn calculus or trigonometry? Well, because you might not have a job that uses calculus or trigonometry, but you do have a job in which you need to figure out a solution to a problem, and simply knowing that 1 plus 1 or 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 minus 5 is 4, 6 minus 2 is 4. Like, knowing that there are multiple ways to get to the same answer already triggers you to go, okay, if this way I think lead me to a solution doesn't work, I know that there's other ways to get to that solution. I'm not just going to be like, well, I tried that one thing and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because your brain's wired to think, okay, there's more than one way to do this.
Yeah. And that's why these debates are fucking, if done right in a movie, can be magical, like Frost Nixon. You know, because because in actuality, Superman has an argument. I'm going there to save lives. But then everyone else has an argument where you going there simply shows a threat from America. We're not involved with this shit, but because you went there and you're associated with us, now you started a problem with us.
Yeah. And then Superman has the counter argument: why I don't represent America? But now that's the
Russia
whole thing.
don't see that.
Perception is reality.
Yeah.
I think that's what Lois Lane was getting at in that interview, the short, clip that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of shit that I look forward to in movies. If you're not gonna give me like action where he's doing something, but you're gonna give me something where people can learn from it, I'm down for it. You know what I'm saying? Like because these are situational awareness lessons where you think you're doing something right and you are doing something right, but in the eyes of other people, you might be doing something wrong. Yeah. You know, because I told Ray, I said the reason why I love movies so much is because every time we watched the movie with Mom, she always found an opportunity to make something a lesson. You know, like fucking Jax in Mortal Kombat, having confidence and not needing robotic arms. The problem with that movie is he didn't alter his arms to be stronger. His arms were replaced with metal with robotic arms because of the war, right?
No, I think originally he did have just cybernetic enhancements because he needed to deal with Kano and Jax and everybody else who had shit.
Yeah. But I mean, but it's just something that you could think now.
Yeah.
You know,
unless you're when did that come out? 97, right?
Probably. That's part 2, right?
Yeah. So I was 12. Because I think the original one came out in 95.
Yes.
So it was 97, right?
The only thing they're saying 2025 is the release of Mortal Kombat 2.
Hold on.
What is Annihilation? 97.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation release.
Yeah, it came out in 97.
Yeah. So the only problem is when you're telling a 12-year-old, see, you got to be more confident in yourself. Now, initially, or on the outset, telling a 12-year-old boy to be more confident in himself seems like the logical thing to do, right? Seems like the Superman thing to do. But when that 12-year-old boy is me, and I've never given a shit about confidence, and me having or not having confidence has never affected me in anything I've ever done in my life, that doesn't look like a superhero, Superman moment. That just looks like can I watch a goddamn movie, please?
I hear you. Did the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 come out?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not a real one.
Yeah. No, I get it though. I get it. So now, does this make you more or less interested in watching the Superman movie?
The fact that I'm not gonna lie, the fact that they went back and heard, I'm assuming they heard fans' reaction, and that's why they fixed it. Because I don't know why you would have gone back and fixed it in the trailer. But if the case is that they heard fan reaction and they switched it, this makes me want to watch the movie less. Because
Yeah.
you are no longer telling the story you want to tell. You are now dictated by the fucking idiots who only want a certain fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
in all honesty,
you are dictated by the same idiots who swear up and down Zack Snyder's DC is the best fucking DC, but yet every other movie that motherfucker's ever made, with the exception of maybe 300, is fucking garbage.
yeah.
Sorry. 300 and the Legends of Ga'Hoole, which was the Owl movie, which not too many people know he did.
The if you feel your arms burning, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Shit, no, but yeah, you're 100% correct with that. I agree with that 100%. It's if you're gonna sit here and fucking listen to people and change shit, like because he blinked, then you're letting people dictate what the story is. You know, like we just came here with an argument why he should be blinking, but people don't like it, change it. Then you don't have a foundation to stand on. You know, because how many people go, "Oh, that trailer sucked." Well, watch the fucking movie. It's not the trailer. I'm not changing the fucking trailer so you can like the trailer. Well, watch the fucking movie. Like, how many movies, like The Last Dragon, when it came out, didn't make any money, but over the years it became a cult classic.
At least to one person.
No, but like it's a thing now. You know, like there's a lot of movies that didn't do nothing when they came out, but when they hit DVD or VHS back in the day, that was a big ass cassette that had film in it that you had to rewind and put in the VCR. And this is before HD TVs.
Think about that, kids. If you wanted to rewatch a VHS, you had to rewind it because it wouldn't just play again. It got to the end and stopped.
Yeah.
And that was it. If you never rewound it, you can never watch it again.
And it took a while for it to rewind. We had to get a separate rewinder to get it to rewind in like fucking a minute or something. Where if you put it in a VCR rewinder, that shit took like 3-4 minutes. Like shit. No, but yeah, I mean, and these movies popped off, and no one changed anything because they didn't like it or this, that. It's just, yo, bro, tell your fucking story. Tell your story. Who knows why people blinked, like why he blinked or he didn't? Like, it's not like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like that one really needed to change.
Yeah, because that wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog. That was just Blue Rodent.
Yeah. That I understand. That fucking, the idea of remaking RoboCop in 2000, that needed to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy they didn't come out with that movie. Because, you know, we don't speak about that movie. Ever. But, yeah.
Perfect example of the other way around. The first trailer to Underworld, I thought it looked amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Show up fucking day one. Leave the theater like, what the fuck was this bullshit? God damn it, that movie sucked.
Because they made it too much of a fucking love story. It was boring. Like, yo, you had the concept down packed. Vampires versus werewolves. And they had the vampires had the technology to kill the werewolves, and the werewolves were behind or catching up to killing the vampires with technology and shit. And then this bitch fucking makes it halfway. Like, you could have did some shit there. Nope. You got Michelle in the movie for nothing. And if anybody doesn't know, I'm talking about Dodgeball, big black guy, Michelle. From the
I
Cobras.
think he wrote that movie.
Did he?
I think so.
You know something? I
No.
think you're right.
I'm gonna verify.
Yeah, I think or either he wrote it or he directed it. But yeah,
I
even
don't think he fucking directed it. But
yeah, that one was just it was. I think the concept was bigger than what they can do. You know, there's some ideas that are just too big for those movies, or they just get too convoluted with trying to add shit to it. Like the story got too crazy.
yeah, he wrote it.
Huh. Shit. Speaking of writing, let's talk about last episodes of Andor.
Oh, yeah. Are we doing the thing?
I mean, you can if you want.
I know your voice box or your noise box is messed up, but I think mine is good. Hold on, let me button. Oh, you got it?
No, go ahead.
Hit the button. It is now time for our main event discussion. Andor Season 2.
Oogaloo. Electric sound. No,
Hold
but
on. What did you do, Ray? Just making sure.
What did you do, Ray?
Just making sure it worked.
word.
Wait, one more. Hey man, take me out to dinner.
It's sup, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Nah,
Hey,
I
man.
got the bootleg one.
Oh,
Hey man.
You got the crackhead one, not the drunk.
Yeah.
Ah, got you. But yeah, oh man.
Just like I have this song. Go nondescript color ranger, go.
The 2026 version of it.
Yeah, I got all my sounds off of Timu.
Black Falcon, where are you? I'm right here. No, Yellow Falcon, Black Falcon. You're not black. I am black. And they go Black. Oh, that Black Falcon.
The skit is, you have the right skit, just the wrong shit happened in that skit.
Well, listen, not everybody can do it like I do it.
Next time, be the right skit.
Yeah, right shit. You know what the fuck I was saying. But yes, Andor Season 2. You want to give you a synopsis, Cap?
So we got to talk about the last 3 episodes first.
Yeah.
Close it out. So we start with episode 10, where we see, and again, I don't know fucking names because everybody's got a weird fucking name in Star Wars. But we see Skarsgård, who is like the leader of the rebellion on Coruscant. He's the antiquities dealer, and his secretary. I don't know. I think in the shop she might be the secretary, but
I think he's his assistant.
Yeah, his assistant. There you go. Let's say his assistant. We actually see a flashback of when they met. It was during some conflict, and you see
his name is Luthen.
Huh?
Luthen Rail.
Luthen. There you go. You see the effect that war has on him, because we see the girl hides herself away on the fucking ship, on an Imperial ship. Luthen runs into the ship, and he is freaking the fuck out. Whatever's happening outside of the ship has affected him and pushed him to the breaking point where he's like, we are on the wrong side. And I think at one point he's literally sitting there like yelling, make it stop.
Yeah, he was.
Make it stop. Like he is having a complete mental break. He finds the girl, tells her to be quiet. They're trying to get him back out on the battlefield. He's coming up with bullshit ideas, bullshit excuses. Then I'm trying to think. That might be is that 10?
No, that I think was
11.
Yeah, because he
So 10.
10 was the meeting at
Yeah.
the Antiquities deal. Yeah,
I skipped ahead because that was just so fucking poignant.
yeah,
So in 10, what happens is we see Luthen is still on Coruscant. He learns, or he gets summoned to a meeting from the gentleman who was a double agent, who was feeding him information, right? And we turn around and we find out that that dude has gotten the credentials for Miro, the blonde lady who's in charge. He gotten her credentials and was spying on her for like 3 to 6 months. He was rooted around in there for a long time and she never knew. And he comes to Luther and I was like, "Yo, you need to get me and my family the fuck out of Dodge. My family's already hiding. You need to get me out." And Luther's like, "For what?" He's like, "Tell me what the fuck you found." And he's like, "Yo, they're building a weapon." He found the plans to the Death Star. And Luther was like, "All right, we'll get you out. We'll bring you to Yavin. We'll do all this shit." Then Luthen walks away. That motherfucker's dead on a bench. Luthen took him out.
he had a cold skirt for over a year. Yeah, no, what? Yeah, because remember they skipped the year. This was the year before the.
Yo, like I said, he was in there for a fucking while.
Yeah, and she had no
And, yo,
idea.
how deep was that buried? That it was a year. Thank you for that, by the way. It was a year. And he just now found the Death Star plans.
Yeah. You think he's the one who had that information sent to him? Remember she said the all that files and everything was sent to her wrongfully and she looked through it and she's a nosy bitch and she didn't report it?
Probably.
He probably was trying to get it sent to him and it got sent to her and she just intercepted it before he could get to it.
Probably.
Shit.
But we find out how ruthless Luthen is.
Yeah.
He kills the dude, presumably leaving his family not knowing shit and hiding. All right, but then we also get the other side where Krennic is now grilling Miro because he's like, "Yo, you had this information. You were using this information. The motherfucker who died out in the park, we found out that he had your fucking cert, and he was looking at your shit. And this is a big ass fucking security snafu on your fucking end." And she's like, "For what?" And he made her say the words Death Star. And she's now the scapegoat. She's going down for all of this shit. So she's going to prison. Also, she tried to catch and again Luthen, there you go. She tried to catch him, showed up at his shop. It's like, "Yo, I know who you are." This dude stabs himself with a knife. That's kind of what set it off, as she went in there unauthorized to grab his ass. Because they told her to drop this whole shit, the search for him.
Yeah, on the guy who's supposed to be in control of that on his day off.
No, I said he said he was building a weapon. I just said the Death Star because I know it was the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know what it was. But we all know it's the fucking Death Star.
Yeah, at this point, it's no longer.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler. They built 2 of them, 3 if you count Starkiller Base. So that whole thing went a bust. He's in the hospital. She's getting grilled out. She's getting arrested for her fucking part in this shit. The other old dude who's finding all this shit out He offs himself before anything can happen to him. And then we get Luthen in the hospital, who's only being kept alive by a machine, and his assistant, who I don't know,
Tyler.
could be.
And her name is Iya. Kleya. Kelya.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. So Kelly knows she knows what she has to do.
Yeah, because you can't leave him alive.
Yeah. She sneaks in, steals a uniform from a nurse, does something that, as somebody who worked in a nursing home and has built connections with residents, does something that really fucking irks me. She just took a random fucking patient and put her somewhere random. The patient didn't go to where the fuck she was supposed to go, or they were supposed to go. I don't know what they were. But you just randomly dropped them off at whatever the stopping point on the 17th floor, because she couldn't get up to the 19th.
Yeah.
Because they have everything cordoned off. But she gets up there anyway. She sets off a distraction because she blew up all the fucking transports outside.
Shit, they thought it was a 3-man thing.
Yeah. She walks in, unplugs the light support. He goes out. And something that is relatively sad, depending on your view of him and other shit. She dips out. Once again, Andor gets a message. He needs to go fucking pick somebody up. He thinks it's Luthen. So once again, he breaks protocol. He takes a ship. He bounces out. Him, K2SO, and one other dude.
The brother. His brother-in-law.
No, it wasn't his brother-in-law. It was some other guy. The brother-in-law
Oh,
stood
yeah.
behind.
Yeah. The one that, the gun. He had the gun.
Yeah, the brother-in-law came in and his girl was like, "What the fuck is this shit blinking?"
Yeah.
Like he's getting secret messages from the other woman he's banging. Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, shit, they ain't never happy though.
But anyway, Andor gets out there. Andor's fucked at this point. Because up to this point, he thinks he's on a rescue mission, and everybody thinks that this dude is too reckless to keep around.
And his girl left him also on some, yo, I know you can't make the decision, so I'm making the decision for you.
Yeah.
And she left.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah.
So that's episode 10. They try to arrest Luthen. He stabs himself. Miro gets in trouble for having a spy look at her fucking thing. That spy dies after giving the information to Luthen. Luthen gives the information to his assistant. He's in the hospital. Everything's going down. She kills him, so he doesn't reveal any fucking secrets. She's now in the hideout, waiting for help.
Yeah,
now we
giving
get
out the SOS.
Yeah. Now we get to episode 11, where we find why Luthen is now on the side of the rebels, because he saw what the Empire was doing during war, and he couldn't handle it. And we see the relationship between him and this girl as he's essentially raising her in the ways of deception and deceit and conning, and also antiquities. Because he has these things, these relics that he's selling off to people for fucking tons of fucking coins and credits.
Yeah.
And even she gets involved and talks away and shows some acumen in negotiating and getting a good deal done and spinning a tale in order to succeed in what needs to be done. And it's a really beautiful story that has a poignant moment where she's like, "Oh, I want to fight back. I want to do something," and he's telling her, "Look at everything. Look at where we are right now. Everything. They're sitting at a restaurant. They got a nice view. They're eating good food." He's like, "Oh, if you want to fight this is not going to be pretty. You're going to essentially have to give all this up if you really want to fight this." And she says she said she's in. So he hands her a little button. And he's like, "Go ahead. If you're in, push the button." She said she was going to do it. And right as she's going to do it, he grabs it. And he's like, "All right, you proved to me that you would do it, but I don't want you to do this. Don't look right now." Hits the button. He's blowing up Imperial fucking transports that are on a bridge just outside of the window. Maybe like, what? Like 500 yards away or some shit. Like off in the distance, you see the bridge. And that's the first step of fighting back, the birth of the rebellion from Luthen's point of view. And episode 11 is just, it's them, it's explaining why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
And why Luthen, again, has switched and is now doing what he needs to do for the rebellion.
Shit, and you know, it also shows like the PTSD that he developed in war, and he's seen the front line of what these people can do to a bunch of people that have no idea that it's happening or innocent in this situation because of their objective, the ruthlessness that these people have, just for like kyber crystals or the spider silk or whatever they were there for.
But they were there for the cow kite.
No, but so if anybody knows exactly what the Empire is capable of, it's him.
Yeah.
And Caucasus, is that Forrest Whitaker's? Who's Forrest Whitaker's?
Saul Guerrero.
Saul Guerrero. Who's Caucasus? Did I fuck that up?
Caucasus is from the video games.
Okay, yeah, my bad. Saul Guerrero. Like they both know what they're capable of, and it's kind of like going into a fight with Tyson, where you're someone who watches Tyson fight on pay-per-view, and they're people who watch Tyson spar in a gym with no one there. It's like they know who the fuck they're getting in the ring with better than you know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you the difference because we brought it up slightly the last time, right?
Yeah.
But a more concrete difference: the massacre on Gorham.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I can't remember this motherfucker's name. Luthen.
Yeah.
Luthen is okay with the massacre happening because he's going to use it to fuel the rebellion. Saul would have been on the planet, and instead of shooting Imperial troops, he would have shot one of the civilians to make it look like the Imperials just attacked the civilians for no reason.
Yeah.
That's the fucking difference. Because now, when we come to episode 11, or the finale, episode 12, I'm going to jump ahead to make this point. I think his Mon Mothma was like, "Yo, we know how crazy Saul is. We have somebody embedded with him. We've had for months." Now that recontextualizes that dude he shot. Who's like, "Look at him. He's a traitor. He has this fucking thing that he showed to everybody." And everybody's like, "Oh, he's a fucking traitor. Fuck him."
Yeah.
But now it recontextualizes it. Was he a traitor for the Empire? Or was he the man that Mon Mothma and the people in Yavin put in his camp? Was he a rebel as well?
Mm. That's a That's a good question. That's something that doesn't get answered, and it's kind of dope that it doesn't, because now it's like
Because
who's really the people you have to look out for, because you could
Yeah.
sit there and be like, oh, the fucking empire, the empire, the empire, but the rebellion is also spying on me, because now he's fighting a war on both fronts.
yeah, but now look what you just said. Is the empire, but the rebellion's also spying on him. But you can make the logical argument. We're trying to win a war. He's too much of a wild card. Watch his ass to make sure he's not fucking up what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not spying on him. It's keeping tabs because we need him out of the way to do what we need. And that's the complexity of how you could perceive the events of what's going on, depending on which lens you're looking through, be it Saul or Andor or Mothma or Luthen or Senator Organa or whoever. Like, whatever lens you put on drastically shifts the focus of what you see.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this show so good. It's literally like being in a fucking, like the eye doctor, like 1 or 2. Like, I like 1 better. All right, 3 or 4. And you're like, well, fuck, now 4 looks better than 1.
Yeah. And it's crazy because for Luthen, everyone thinks he's crazy. Like they're like, we can't trust you. He's in the same boat as Saul. But the difference with Saul is that he's doing this shit on his own accord and people are spying on him, where Luthen is legitimately on the rebel side doing the things for the rebel that he knows that you're not willing to go this far. I am.
Not only that.
And then when he dies, or when he gets, when Andor went to go save him and they come back and they're talking like this nigga was reckless anyway. He's like, well, first off, you motherfuckers don't know him the way I know him. He was beneficial for this fucking rebellion. You sons of bitches ain't do shit. Like, he's the one on the front line doing this shit. And I'm the one that's fucking helping him. Like, you motherfuckers are sitting pretty in your fucking, Congress and all that other shit, not doing nothing. You just now started to fucking, go back against these motherfuckers because you saw what happened on Gamora. I was there, motherfucker.
Yo, he even brings up the point. He's like, yo, Luthen's the one who sent me to get Senator Mothma out alive.
Meanwhile, what's his name was there.
Yeah,
fucking,
meanwhile,
and
their
his
team
people
was compromised and they would have fucking killed her.
Word.
But we get to the final episode. So now, here's how big of a deal this is. All right? The whole Death Star shit. Andor shows up. It's not Luthen, it's the girl. I'm going to just say the girl. All right? She's like, yo, you need to tell him these specific things. Death Star, weapon, not Jen Erso, her father, Galen Erso, blah, blah, blah. And he's taking it in, and he doesn't fucking believe her. He's like, yo, this is too far-fetched to be true. And if it is true, this is too much to say. You got to come back with me and say it.
Yeah.
And she knows already. She's like, nah, I'm going to be hung if I go there because of Luthen and my association with him. Which is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Then they, the Imperial team is tracking them down. They narrow them down to where they are. They pin them in. And we get something that was fucking fun for me to watch. And I think K2SO is my favorite fucking droid. Because we had him before walk up and they're like, droid, what are you supposed to be here? And he just stomps that dude out.
Yeah.
And then walks into the ship, takes that dude out. And they're all like, yo, we lost comms with the ship. Is anybody else having problems connected with the ship? And everybody's like, yo, we can't say shit. And the pilot's fucking dead on the panel, bleeding into the equipment and shit. Then we just see, like, everybody's like, yo, where the fuck is K2SO? We're pinned down. We don't have a way out. And he just shows up in the hallway, murking motherfuckers, throwing people against the wall. And I forgot what the fuck he said something when he finally showed up, and it was him, which was fucking hilarious and endeared me to him more. But I forgot what he said when he came up to the door for him, to the doorway. But he comes in, saves the day. They bring him back, and now starts the great debate. Because Andor's telling him exactly what was told to him. And Organa doesn't believe it. None of the other nameless people on the council believe it. Mothma is not saying anything. Because she knows Luthen. And how much trust do you put into a guy whose whole persona is deception?
Yeah.
But you know he would never put this as a deception. He would never lie about something like this. So she's playing it cool. They ground Andor. He can't go anywhere. The droid can't do shit. This lady runs into one of the other people who worked for her. They're getting her shit resolved. And then it comes in. Senator Organa is like, yo, this dude he's on this planet, and he's been sending us messages for weeks. He'll only talk to you. And he's talking to Andor. And what is this about? The beginning of Rogue One. The mission he was on to get whatever information from the dude he shot in the alleyway when he was trying to escape. And he's like, well, but I can't take both of us.
Yeah.
So we see him gear up with K2SO and take off to start that mission. And that's essentially where it ends. Right as it's about to, as the text is crawling up on Rogue One, this shit is started and had already started in motion and is already happening.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I love about Rogue One, is because, I watched everything in order. And the exact moment Rogue One ends is the exact moment Part 4 starts.
Yep.
Like, you see the plane with the code go into hyperspace and flies into space, and then boom, 4 starts in that same spot where they just ended it. And it's like, damn, perfection. Like, this is almost like, okay, this isn't a prequel. This was Part 1.
Yeah. This was episode 3.5.
Yeah.
So the thing we didn't bring up before we get to our overview of the entire season. Bix. She left because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And we see her on the same planet where she went to hide out that episode 3 happened. She's back there, and she's in the wheat field with a kid. Don't know if it was a boy or girl, but she's in there with a kid.
Yeah.
And that now recontextualizes the entirety of Rogue One. Because Andor went out there without knowing what he truly was fighting for. Or what he truly had.
Yeah.
Because think about this. He went there, was like, Bix is gone. Lutheran's dead. These motherfuckers don't like me anyway. If this ends in us all dying, who gives a shit? because he didn't know what he had. Which,
And the crazy shit was he knew what he was fighting for, but he didn't know what he had to lose.
yeah,
And he wasn't fighting for his wife. He was fighting for what the Empire was doing was wrong, and they need to be stopped. But if you notice, once his wife got compromised, he was willing to throw it all away. Because he's like, I'm not going to let you do this shit to her. She needs to fucking rest. She needs to heal from that fucking torture.
yeah. Which, yeah, I can't say enough about the depiction in media where clearly there's a fucking issue. And you don't want to work on it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to do anything about it, but you're going to take a fucking drug. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night with night terrors. You're going to look at that shit. And then you're going to be like, stop handling me with kid gloves. I can go out there and do. You can't do shit.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with it. Okay, you killed the dude who did it. Cool. Did that really fucking, like, does that really help?
At the end of the day, no.
That's all fucking media. I don't like the shit where it's not a secret problem. It's not a problem only you know, right? It's not one of those things where everybody's like, yo, fuck it, Bix is the life of the party. And then you see her in a moment alone and she takes that mask off and you're like, oh no, she's fucking gone. And nobody knew. Everyone knew. Andor's there trying to help you, and you still don't want to take it, but you don't want to be treated with kick. Well, you got to make up your mind. If you don't want to get treated like a kid, you better put your big girl pants on and fucking work through this shit.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'm not saying that
shit'll
it'll
get
be
off
easy,
the pot. Yeah.
but come on, you literally taking a fucking drug to zone the fuck out. That's not working your way through it.
Yeah.
But again, that's
And even Luthen told her that shit doesn't help. It only helps until it doesn't anymore. That's not working. He even basically said it is like, you're not. I was gonna give you a fucking mission, but then I saw that you're not ready for this shit.
Yeah. And my rant is not on the actress
No, yeah.
or the character, it's the writers.
Yeah.
Or the writing of that specific trope.
Not because she's a woman. No, but yeah, there's a lot of things in this that you can take the wrong way initially. How Andor got mad at Luthen because he went there to offer her a job, but didn't realize he didn't because he knew she wasn't right.
Well, he rescinded the job.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know. And then to contradict himself, they go on a side mission to blow up the building. No one told them to do that. I didn't remember them getting orders to blow up the building and kill the fucking guy that tortured her. They did that on their own accord.
Yo, because everything lives in this great shade of gray that still allows you to maybe not sympathize with, but you can definitely see all sides.
Yeah. And all sides of people. Because whether you like it or not, the Empire is wrong. But there are people that fight for the Empire that don't know the true intentions of the Empire.
Yeah, they don't know they're wrong.
Like, what's his name? He thought he was a cop. And he was just trying to be the best cop he was. And then he found out, like, wait a minute. You use me to get these people to become a rebellion so you can kill them all. This ain't right. And he tried to stop it. He tried to stop these people from fucking protesting and all other shit. And they fucking they thought he was in on it. But then Andor said in the beginning, these people are masters of giving false information. He gave you the right information, but he had the wrong information.
Yeah,
and he got it from someone who had no information.
Yeah, dude, and to even go further with that beautiful shade of gray, you get Miro, who thinks she's on the right side, but now has to contend with, we just did the most fucked up thing for our side. We may be right, but this cost me everything.
Yeah. And so do you think that she went extra hard to get Luthen because she felt like it would have been worth it if she fucking caught him? Yeah, like that way her legacy isn't the person who killed Gorham and she's the person who caught Luthen?
Yeah, she wanted to be the person who stopped the rebellion.
And not the person who massacred fucking Gorham.
Yeah. But that's the hubris of the Empire. That's why they fell. Because Krennic was like, yo, we told you to stop looking for this dude. There is no fucking rebellion.
Yeah.
Or it's either, in his mind, there is no rebellion, or the rebellion is so small compared to the galactic fleet that even if they rise up, they're not going to do shit to us.
You know what you know what it is? I think this is the mastermind. I think the Empire is. You're trying to catch a big fish in a little pond when we need that fish to get into the ocean. We know about him. We know what he's doing. Yeah, he fucked us up here and there, but that's inconsequential. He mosquito bit us. We need him and the rebellion to get into a position where they're too big to not be seen, and then we can use his information. His information means jack shit to us when there's 2 senators in the thing and a spy going here. We know this means nothing. So until you get us the entire rebellion, leave him the fuck alone.
What they didn't plan on was the Rogue One team.
Yeah.
And the literal fucking son of the world's greatest Sith.
Yeah.
Showing up.
And to think about it, because here's the thing. Saw Gerrera was the master of giving false information too. He's like, yo, what time is it? Yow, this motherfucker's a spy asked me for the time. But we're going to tell the Empire that it's 12:05 when it's really 3 o'clock. We're going to be 3 hours ahead of them. And who was the first planet that they tested the fucking Death Star on? The planet he was... No, but I'm saying like in Rogue One. Oh. The planet that they fucking destroyed was the one he was on. So there was no false information. They knew where he was the whole time. Yeah. Remember? They had to run out of the planet because they needed the pilot. And she was looking for the pilot. The pilot was fucked up in the jail. And he was like, get out of here. And the girl and the pilot got out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they blew up his fucking planet.
I'm forgetting that he was actually in Rogue One.
Yeah. They blew up his fucking planet. So they knew where he was. It's just, we don't need this information. It's kind of like you're building a house. You know that we want this room to be this big. I'm laying the foundation. I don't give a shit about that room. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the room, then we'll figure out how big we'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck that. Fuck your room. You know? But I mean it's kind of, you know, I can see now why people get so drawn in with the story, because there's so many different things that you can attach yourself to that not a lot of people get attached to.
Now, before we get into what our full thoughts are,
real quick. Even what you brought in, the information you told me about yesterday, where we're getting this story told by the eyes of R2D2.
Oh, yeah. So
Like,
there's a fan theory going around that if you watch the actual Star Wars films, the canonical episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? The theory is that we are being told the story from R2D2. That's why the story features him, features C3PO, and why R2D2 does some amazing shit that always
Yeah.
gets people out of fucking trouble, that always saves the day, because he's the hero of the story, because he's
He was
telling
with
us
Luke.
what the fuck's happening.
he was with Luke when he shot the Death Star.
Yeah. Like, it's coming from his perspective, which is a fun little alternate way to view things.
Shit, even the fucking the thought of Jar Jar Binks being one of the greatest Sith lords in Star Wars. Like, there's plausibility for shit like this. Like,
Yeah. Now, my question to you before we get into our thoughts about the
Yeah.
overall thing. What do you feel about the fandom who is like, this isn't Star Wars. There's no Jedi. There's no, there's nothing to point to Star Wars. This is just a good dramatic show. But this isn't Star Wars.
bullshit. If you're a Star Wars fan, the rules of the Jedi to not get involved in shit like this. And the crux of Star Wars has always been to balance the Force. And how would you balance the Force? You need to take out the Empire. Because they took over the galaxy. And there's no one left to defend it. The Jedi were wiped out. Luke became an unofficial Jedi without the approval of the fucking council, the same way that Anakin did, right? Fucking and Reed and brought his father back to the light side, thus balancing the Force. Star Wars, in the name, is a war amongst the stars from the fucking rebellion and the Empire. This is more Star Wars than the Jedi. The Jedi are not fighting the Empire. They are fighting the dark side. You want a Jedi movie, then it should have been called the Side Wars. The light side and the dark side. Because what is the stories amongst everything? People risk their lives to get us the plans of these Death Stars, of the Death Star. That was the first thing told to us in episode 4.
Yeah.
This is the story of that.
The line.
Yeah. This is the story of that. So this is the story of Star Wars. This is the story of the fucking reason why Star Wars 4 happened. Without this, there's no Star Wars 4. And guess what? No Jedi. Luke don't go to fucking the planet with Yoda. Learn shit. No Qui-Gon Jinn. No Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fucking Princess Leia gone. You want a 42 flavors? Baskin and Robbins. This is more Star Wars than anything. The fucking Darth Vader, Palpatine, and the Jedi are like most inconsequential members of this whole story. One, because if you watch Star Wars, at least 4, 5, and 6, Vader's in competition with a fucking normal guy that's just a general in the fucking Empire. Because that guy's getting shit done, and Vader's just a fucking muscle. Luke Skywalker is just a fucking guy who can fly a plane in the rebellion. They didn't go, oh, we got a Jedi. No, they said, no, can you fly the plane? Yeah, go shoot the shit. There was no lightsaber here, that shit there. None of that. None of his special training was to go shoot some shit. He learned how to be a Jedi, not shoot some shit. He was like, "Oh, but your father was the greatest fucking Kentucky push derby champion, like just like fucking Sanka. Go shoot some shit."
And he can shoot swamp rats.
Yeah. And what was part 1, 2, and 3? What was the cruxus of that? The fucking Senate.
It
And the
literally
Separatists.
The Separatists versus the fucking Senate.
Yeah. And the Jedi sitting there, all we can do is offer protection for Padme. Because she's going to negotiate the fucking terms of the war. The only reason why the Jedi fought someone is because of the fucking Order 8066.
Not well. I mean, their hubris pulled them into the
No,
fucking Clone Wars,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. According to the episode 1, 2, 3, the only reason why you got your hands dirty is because you got tricked by Palpatine into fighting his war, and then you found out, and he says, "Oh, Order 66, kill all the motherfuckers." You fell for it. It's a trap. Was all the movies. Every movie was a trap for you fucking Jedis. Andor didn't fall in no fucking trap, not once. Even when there wasn't a trap and he was held hostage, he wasn't in the trap. The Jedi are cool, but have nothing to do with Star Wars. Sorry. They have something to do with the Force and the sides, but not Star Wars. Yeah, Cap.
You pretty much said it all.
Shit.
All right, so now what's our summation of Andor season 2?
Shit, man. That ending made this show a lot better than it was when it started.
I'm telling you, man, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know why I don't know who felt the need to do that.
Me neither.
Because normally these shits are 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Right? You could have cut out 1, 2, and 3. And we got our 9.
Yeah, because 1, 2, and 3 felt like bullshit. You know, to be honest, let's talk about this for a second. 1, 2, and 3 felt like it was going in a different direction.
Yeah.
It felt like the chick that got fired had her hands in those episodes. And then they said, no, let's pull this shit back to what's really going on. Because you got a whole episode of him still in a plane. And then another episode of him in between two sides of one army trying to find food.
In between two sides of idiots.
Yeah, trying to find food. And I'm saying, like, what does this have to do with the war? Like, who here in this plane is so important that we needed an episode of this? And it turns out nobody. It didn't start working until episode 4.
Yeah.
We even had the fucking episode where the woman shut the mom up to be on some, listen, bitch, you're gonna see your son, but you gotta act this way. And it's like, that's cool. But also, it's been done before. I'm not here to see a mom bother the shit out of her son and some woman fucking set her straight. I'm sorry, that's not a part of the war.
Dude, yeah,
They did a shitty job making us fucking feel for that mom. Because when she started crying, in my head, I was like, the only thing you got going for you, shorty, was that you told him not to be there. You told him that Galgaron or whatever the fuck, Gamor, was not the place to be. And it turns out you was right. But your son was there on bigger terms.
Yeah, that's one of those, well, a broken clock is right at least twice a day.
Yeah. And then we get the episode of the fucking forcing with his wife. And that was another thing. Yo, I'm sorry.
That was so uncomfortable. The fucking
that was not Star Wars at all.
That was not Star Wars.
Because I'm watching, I'm like, yo, Star Wars don't do this. Star Wars don't do this. I believe that in the Empire, they don't tolerate shit like that.
But you know
They have to have some standards. They don't tolerate shit like that.
You know what's crazy about it is they took that episode in that direction where they could have just easily turned around and went, "Let me see your paperwork because we're here to see if you're illegal."
Yeah.
You don't have paperwork? Well, I got to arrest you. I can't get arrested, so now we're fighting.
Yeah.
We're fighting. I got the better of him. The other dude's like, "Yo, come out with your hands up because we got to arrest you. You just injured our captain." Andor only sees his people getting fucked up. Bam, I'm taking them out. You get the same exact fucking episode.
Yeah.
Same exact results. Same exact ending. You just take out that fucking implication.
Because Andor still don't know that nigga went to do that shit to her.
Yeah. That's not why he was shot. Nobody who shot anybody outside of her knew what the fuck was happening.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Why add that in?
Yeah, that was pointless. That was too many hands in the cookie jar. That's someone who doesn't know Star Wars trying to add shit to a TV show for some kind of reason that does not fit in it. That's like to go to a wrestling. That's like I'm gonna cut myself open because you threw me at the ropes just to add blood to this fight. It's unnecessary. We don't need that. There's no point for it. You did it wrong. You know? There's no point for that. We didn't even see him. If he would have been a character from from season 1 with the doctor, like he was there torturing her and all that, and he knew who she was, but she didn't know that he knew, and he was just there fucking with her, and it doesn't even have to be that what they did. Just him taking the opportunity to fuck with her, just to try to get her to snap again.
Yeah.
And maybe I could get her to tell us the secrets. No one needs to know what we did there. That's top secret shit anyway. I could get her to snap, and boom, now she's my puppet. I get all the secrets, and now I get the favor of that's Empire. That's Star Wars. That's Star Wars. But nope. We need a horny guy to go with the only woman. Like there's multiple women on this fucking planet.
Yeah, you're buddy with the fucking farmer.
Yeah.
You couldn't have made a deal to marry his daughter or some shit?
You got the wife cooking you and your fucking teammates fucking lunch and shit. But yeah, like I'm saying, I honestly believe that I don't think the Empire would have stood up for shit like that. Someone on that team would have been like, "Nah, nigga, you fucked up."
Yo, if Vader would have found out, that's it.
Oh yeah, he would have killed him right then and there. Probably would have killed the other guy because you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
He would have been like, "Hold on, who learned from this nigga? All of y'all dead. You're the fucking what are those guys that he killed? The Gorgons, the Gorgonites."
Those are the people on the
from
planet.
small soldiers. The figures that fought the soldiers, the Gorgonites. Remember in the movie, The Small Soldiers? No, but yeah, the Tusken Raiders. He would have saw them all over again, uniforms, kill everybody. Then he would have got mad at her for making him be passionate and kill everybody. Like, look what you did. You made me a human being to kill all these fucking people. I would have did it for nothing. But you made me do it for a reason. But yeah, so my rating, the first 3 episodes, trash. Episode 4 is where this TV show starts. It's, when it comes to the Star Wars shows, I would have to say this is one of the best with season 1 and 2. Just because Mandalorian was a good show, but it got crazy in the last episode when Luke showed up. Where this one got crazy No special person showed up. They just like, this is the part of the story, and we're gonna tell it. You know, you know.
Yeah, this is the part of the story you don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's yeah, I think this is like a 8.5 out of 10 from episode 4 on. If we have to include episode 3, 1, 2, 3, then this is 6.
Yo, I was about to do the same shit. I was like, if we're including all of it, it's a 7 out of 10. But episode 4 through the finale, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, very good. And now I kind of want to see him as Reed Richards. I want to see how he figures shit out upside down for 3 days.
Can you imagine? I'm trying to defeat Galactus for 3 days. Like,
and I know how to dismantle him.
I want to see a movie with him and Antonio Banderas.
Word. The mark of not Zorro. What was it? Desperado. Anyway, he's learning from how to be the fucking mariachi.
Yo, they can remake Zorro and put him as Diego de la Vega, Don Diego de la Vega, and then Antonio Banderas as the original fucking dude.
Yeah.
Who's training him.
Shit. You can even fuck around and have Zorro in modern day.
Nah.
Yeah, he just has a lightsaber now. Hello. My name is Qui-Gon Zorro. Jin. My father killed your planet.
Prepare for tapas.
For 3 days. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week because, well, the Ironheart doesn't come out until June, right?
Correct.
So we got a couple weeks for that. Which, yo, maybe we could talk about the fucking fact that the Marvels, Ironheart, and was it She-Hulk had the most dislikes on YouTube from their trailers?
Probably that or Agatha.
No, Agatha didn't have.
Really?
Yeah. We could probably talk about that because we got a real problem. And I mentioned it earlier with the fans that go bother wrestlers. We have a real problem because you reached out and you try to find other fans to make more money. And the fans you got are the wrong fans for this type of show.
But we also got to point out that they are not helping themselves with some of the choices they make.
That is true. Yeah, they got the wrong fans and they got the wrong people to reach out to them.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that next week.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, come back tomorrow because it's Knucklehead Sports, where we're going to be talking about the Indiana Pacers facing off against some unknown team. I don't know who they're playing. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA playoffs. Probably going to talk about other sports as well.
Yeah, this is the first time the 4 teams in the playoffs have not won a championship within the last decade.
Yeah. Well, in the terms of Indiana, Minnesota, OKC, they've never won a championship. I'll let you count 72 when the Sonics won in the history of Oklahoma because they used to be the Sonics. Which is funny because then in 73, that's the last time the Knicks won.
Yeah.
But a big story is, what if the Timberwolves and the Knicks make it? The teams that swapped players happen to get better and make it to the NBA championship against each other.
There you go.
Then tune in Thursday, where it's Wrestling with Knuckleheads, where they're going to be talking about the upcoming Saturday night main event.
Double or Nothing.
This whole thing with fan reactions to wrestlers nowadays. Then tune in either Friday and or Saturday for the Toe in the Show with Gigi and Ray. All right.
Yeah.
where the topic is gonna be whatever the fuck comes out of this crazy ass mind here.
Yep.
It's probably just gonna be Gigi scolding him for something he said.
Pretty
But
much.
make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, because we're trying to do this. So might as well fucking do it like everybody else.
Word.
Well, might as well say the shit we need to say like everybody else. We're gonna do it our way though.
Definitely. Now, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.